called Let Me Tell You a Story. It's a work of fiction, but it's inspired by a real and fascinating connection between two cultures that seem worlds apart. It's a story about how music can do what words often can't. Picture Elena, a 72-year-old grandmother in Moscow. The silence in her small apartment is heavier than the snow piling up on her windowsill. It's been 2 years since she last spoke to her only daughter, Anya, who lives hundreds of miles away in St. Petersburg. A sharp, regrettable argument cut the line between them, leaving only static. Loneliness is her constant companion. But one night, as the wind howls outside, something impossible happens. A melody from halfway across the world, in a language she's never heard, travels through the frozen air and begins to thaw a winter that has settled deep in two Russian souls. This story imagines how a simple Filipino lullaby could cross continents and silence to reconnect a family. The night was like any other. Elena sat in her worn armchair, the click-clack of her knitting needles the only rhythm in the room. The TV flickered with images that brought no comfort. The world felt loud and distant. With a sigh, she switched it off, plunging the room into a quiet broken only by the hum of the old radiator. She reached over and turned the knob on a dusty, decades-old radio, a relic from a simpler time. She spun the dial, searching for anything to fill the quiet. Static hissed and crackled, cut by stern news reports and dramatic classical music. Just as she was about to give up, she found it. A small, clear signal from a late-night world music program. There was no introduction, just a sound. It was a woman's voice, gentle and pure, accompanied by the soft strumming of a guitar. The melody felt like a nursery rhyme, yet it carried an emotion that felt ancient and deep. Elena didn't understand a single word. The language, with its soft vowels and flowing consonants, was completely alien to her. But the feeling, that was anything but foreign. It was a feeling she knew in her bones, one she thought she had lost. It was the sound of pure, unconditional love. The song was Sa Ugoy ng Duyan, a cherished Filipino lullaby. Its title means In the Rocking of the Cradle. The music, composed by Lucio San Pedro, was inspired by the tune his own mother used to hum him to sleep. The lyrics, written later by Levi Celerio, speak of a deep longing to return to the safety of a mother's embrace, to hear her song one last time. Elena didn't know any of this. She didn't have to. The song bypassed her mind and went straight to her heart. As the lullaby filled her small living room, something inside Elena broke. The knitting needles clattered to the floor, unheard. Her hands, wrinkled from a lifetime of work, rose to her face as a hot, surprising tear traced a path down her cheek. Soon, she was quietly weeping, shaken by a deep, unearthed sorrow. The melody was a key, turning a lock in a part of her soul that had rusted shut. It unlocked a flood of memories. She saw herself as a young mother, rocking a tiny, bundled Anya, humming her own Russian lullabies into the dark. She felt the phantom weight of Anya's head on her shoulder, the warmth of her breath. She remembered the fierce, protective love that had defined her for so long. Then, the memories soured. She saw a defiant, distant teenage Anya. She saw the arguments, the misunderstandings, the growing chasm between them. She felt the sting of their last conversation, the harsh words, the click of the phone, and the 2 years of crushing silence that followed. The Filipino lullaby held no judgment. It simply flowed, a river of maternal tenderness. In its gentle rhythm, Elena heard an echo of the love that was still there, buried under layers of pride and pain. It was the love of a mother for her child, a universal truth needing no translation. The song made her feel the depth of her loneliness not as a punishment, but as a profound loss. The tears weren't just for her. They were for Anya too. She wondered if her daughter was just as lonely. In the midst of her tears, a desperate, impulsive idea took hold, a flicker of hope. She fumbled for her smartphone, its cold surface a stark contrast to the raw emotion coursing through her. Her trembling fingers tapped at the screen. She didn't know the song's name, but she hummed the melody into the phone's search function. Miraculously, a result appeared. Sa Ugoy ng Duyan. The foreign words stared back at her. She copied the link to a video of the song. Then, she opened her messaging app and found the contact she hadn't touched in 2 years. Anya. Anya. Her thumb hovered over the screen. What could she say? I'm sorry. I miss you. Words felt tangled and inadequate. They had tried words before, and words had failed them. So she used no words at all. She pasted the link, then scrolled through the emojis until she found the simple, unadorned red heart. She tapped it. The link and the heart sat there, a fragile digital peace offering. With a shuddering breath, she pressed send. The moment it delivered, panic washed over her. It was too simple, too strange. Anya would think she was losing her mind. She'd ignore it, or worse, respond with anger. Elena tossed the phone onto the armchair, her heart now pounding with a new, agonizing tension. In St. Petersburg, Anya was aimlessly scrolling through her phone. Life was a relentless routine. Work, commute, solitude. She told herself she was strong and independent, but in the quiet of the night, a lonely truth often surfaced. Her phone buzzed, a notification from a name she hadn't seen in 2 years. Mama. Mom. Her heart leapt into her throat. Her first instinct was to delete it, to protect herself from whatever criticism might be waiting. The silence had become a fortress. But she didn't delete it. She saw the preview, a strange link and a single emoji. Not a text, not an accusation, just a heart. The simplicity of it was disarming, so unlike her mother, who was a woman of many, often pointed words. Cautiously, with a mix of dread and curiosity, she tapped the notification. The link opened to a video. The same gentle guitar and soothing voice that had just filled her mother's apartment began to play. Anya listened, confused. The language was unfamiliar, but she understood the tone. It was a lullaby. Why would her mother send her this? A Filipino lullaby? It made no sense. And yet, as she listened, the music began to work its strange magic on her too. The melody was achingly tender. It wasn't a demand for forgiveness or a passive-aggressive olive branch. It felt like a shared feeling sent across the miles. And then she understood. She pictured her mother, alone in that quiet apartment, hearing this song and thinking of her. The heart emoji wasn't a command. It was a confession of loneliness, a confession of love. In that moment, the anger that had sustained Anya for 2 years began to crumble, replaced by a wave of empathy that brought tears to her eyes. Her mother was lonely, and so was she. The song was a mirror, reflecting the same ache in both their hearts. Anya sat with this profound, wordless communication for a long time. Feeling a powerful urge to share this bizarre, beautiful moment, she took a screenshot of the YouTube video title, Sa Ugoy ng Duyan, with the message from her mother beneath it. She opened her social media page, uploaded the image, and added a caption in Russian, mostly for herself. После 2 лет молчания, моя мама прислала мне это. After 2 years of silence, my mother sent me this. Я не знаю языка, но я слышу ее сердце. I don't know the language, but I hear her heart. She posted it and put her phone down, feeling a sense of release, expecting maybe a few likes from close friends. The post began to move. Slowly at first, then with gathering speed. A Filipino living in Moscow saw it and recognized the song immediately. He left a comment in Russian. Это колыбельная. Она о тоске по материнской любви и безопасности ее объятий. This is a lullaby. It is about longing for a mother's love and the safety of her embrace. That comment was a spark. Others started translating the lyrics. Sana'y di magmaliw ang dati kong araw. I wish the old days would not fade. Nang munti pang bata sa piling ni nanay. When I was a small child in mother's arms. The story started spreading. The contrast of a 2-year family feud against the warmth of the lullaby was incredibly potent. People shared it not just as a curiosity, but as something deeply personal. Filipinos around the world felt a surge of pride, watching an intimate expression of their culture seemingly heal a rift in a family thousands of miles away. The story of Elena and Anya became a quiet symbol of a connection that needed no words. While our story of Elena and Anya is fictional, it illustrates a surprising and genuine cultural phenomenon. The raw, open-hearted emotion in Filipino music has, on numerous occasions, struck a chord in Russia. Songs like Freddie Aguilar's 1978 classic Anak, Child, which tells of a parent's unconditional love for a wayward child, have found an unexpectedly deep resonance. Anak became an international hit, translated into dozens of languages, and its themes of family, regret, and forgiveness are universal. In a culture where stoicism is often prized, the undisguised emotionality of Filipino ballads can act as a key, unlocking feelings of love and longing that often go unspoken. This isn't a massive, nationwide trend, but a series of small, powerful moments of connection happening person by person. This quiet fascination has led to some remarkable real-world moments. There have been instances of Russian choirs taking on the challenge of learning and performing songs in Tagalog. Videos have surfaced showing choirs performing Filipino classics, their heartfelt deliveries stunning both Russian and Filipino audiences. Filipino artists and students living in Russia have sometimes helped with pronunciation, bridging the gap between the two languages. These performances aren't a widespread craze, but isolated incidents that showcase a powerful truth. You don't need to share a language to share a feeling. Each performance becomes a testament to music's ability to connect us on a purely emotional level. This organic cultural exchange has been noticed. The Philippine Embassy in Moscow has actively promoted Filipino culture through various events over the years, from street festivals to tourism seminars. These events create real-world spaces for the two cultures to meet. In one documented event celebrating Philippine independence, Russian classical artists performed a suite of Filipino kundiman songs, including Gaano Ko Ikaw Kamahal. These moments of cultural diplomacy, where artists from one nation embrace the art of another, build bridges in a way politics rarely can. They are celebrations of the simple truth our stories Elena and Anya discovered. Music speaks a universal language of the heart. While a fictional version of her message was making waves online, our story's Anya was on the phone with her mother. The call was quiet, hesitant. They didn't rehash the old argument or assign blame. Instead, they talked about the song. "What did you feel, Mama, when you heard it?" Anya asked softly. There was a pause. Elena, a woman who had spent a lifetime building emotional walls, finally let them fall. I remembered, she said, her voice thick with emotion. I remembered holding you, and I realized how much I missed my daughter. Anya started to cry, But this time, they were tears of relief. "I miss you too, Mama," she whispered. "I'm so sorry." "I am sorry too, Anyushka," Elena replied, using her childhood nickname for the first time in years. The lullaby had given them a new language. It had allowed them to bypass the weeds of their conflict and find the love underneath. It wasn't a magic fix, but it was a real beginning. They made a plan for Anya to visit Moscow. The 2-year winter was finally beginning to thaw. As her story traveled, Elena, our fictional grandmother, was inundated with interview requests. She politely declined them all. Her connection with her daughter was a sacred personal thing, never meant for public consumption. She didn't want attention, she just wanted her daughter back. But the legacy of her small, impulsive act rippled outwards. The story of the Russian grandmother and the Filipino lullaby became a modern fable, a touchstone for conversations about connection in a disconnected world. It inspired people to think about the estranged loved ones in their own lives. Elena's single act of vulnerability had, unknowingly, given countless others the permission to be vulnerable too. We return one last time to Elena's apartment. It's another winter night, snow falling softly outside, but inside, everything has changed. The silence is gone. On the table sits a laptop, and on the screen is Anya's smiling face. Live from St. Petersburg. They're talking and laughing. In the background, playing softly from a small speaker, is the gentle melody of Sa Ugoy ng Duyan. Elena's life is still simple. She still knits in her armchair, but she is no longer lonely. The song didn't just bring her daughter back. It reminded her, and all of us, that the most essential human connections aren't always forged in words. They're forged in the heart. And sometimes, all it takes to mend a broken bond is not a grand speech, but a simple melody offered with love, a lullaby from half a world away, proving that a song doesn't need a shared language when it speaks to a shared heart. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you love. And for more stories that connect us all, don't forget to subscribe.